Hello class, so this is going to be a quick demonstration, a recap for the benefit of those students who were not able to attend our class last Tuesday. So this is the quick demonstration that I did to illustrate 1-point perspective. I think most of the class got it right, got the concept already, but I think what was not clear was on how I made these roofs to be correct in terms of perspective. Okay, so that is what I am going to demonstrate right now. Okay, so we started with we're gonna encase our drawing in a rectangle, so just so we have a drawing plane. Okay, and then we made a horizontal line, a horizontal line that would represent our horizon line. Okay, so I'm going to put the horizon line somewhere around here. Now it's up to you where you put your horizon line. Just going to label this HL, which stands for horizon line. Okay, now we are going to add a vanishing point. Now the vanishing point is that point in the horizon where all lines intersect, which usually implies something in the distance where the lines converge. Like in this case, the road converges to this point as well as all the other elements. So I am going to put my vanishing point somewhere around here. Okay, it's up to you where you put your vanishing point, so as long as it's on the horizon line. So what we did, so this is going to be just a demonstration of one or two structures. Let's make a house, for example. So I'm going to put a square right over here. I'm going to create a house, very simple house. Now, as I taught you, once you have your square, please take note of all the corners, all exposed corners, and throw these to the vanishing point. Just make very fine lines that meet at your vanishing point. Let me just, your vanishing point, okay? All right, so now we have that. If you want to throw this corner to the vanishing point, you may do so, but do it lightly because this is going to be an invisible line. Okay, so now we have our basic structure. Now it's up to us how big we want this house to be. So for example, I am going to make the house this big. Okay. Just a small house. I'm going to make a vertical line right here. Okay, now this is important, class. Now I want you to take note that all lines, all vertical lines, this one, they all have to be parallel. When you say parallel, they're going at the same direction and have equal spaces between them. So ara siya. So this is parallel. Okay. And I am going to intersect this with a horizontal line. So I'm going to stop this right here. Okay. So I'm going to follow this line. It's going to be perpendicular. Okay. Okay, so there we have our basic structure. So let me darken this, okay? So now we have our basic structure. Please take note, class, this is very important. I mentioned that all vertical lines have to be parallel. We don't see any diagonals when it comes to the sides, the height. And when it comes to the width, again, it has to be parallel. So this line right here is parallel to this line, and our horizon line. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, so now we have the basic structure of the house. Now, how do we make the roof? You would think that it's quite easy just to make a pyramid or a triangular shape at the top, but it's actually quite tricky to get it right. Okay, so this is what we'll do. I'm going to erase this. Okay. I'm going to erase that one to avoid confusion. We have to get the center point of this square. How do we do that? All we have to do is connect the two corners to create an X. Now, this gives us this point, the point which is at the center of our square. So that gives us an idea that this is the center. Now what we have to do now is to make a line that extends to the top of your house. Now, it's up to you how high you want your roof to be. So this is going to be to identify the height of your roof. So I'm going to extend it just around right here. Okay, so that's going to be the height of my roof. Now, what do I do with this dot? All I have to do is just connect the corners. So there is my roof. Okay, so that is the front part of my roof. Now, this point right here, the point we made with regards to the height of the roof, we throw that to your vanishing point. Okay, so now we have your vanishing, it's now here at your vanishing point. Now, all we have, what about this part? So what we do is to take this angle, we create a line parallel to it, right there. Okay, so there it is. Then all I have to do is just connect this one. Okay, so now I have my implied roof. Okay, so I'm going to connect this one right here. Okay, so there you have it. So we have, I'm going to shade it to make it clear. So we have here your roof. Now, see? Okay, so it's very easy actually, class. All you have to do is just to get the center of this, the center point of this square by marking it with 2 lines across. Once you get that, you identify the height of your roof. From that point, you throw it to the vanishing point, and then you just mark it. You connect the corners to the tops. Okay. Now, with regards to windows, how do we make the windows? Let's say, for example, I want my window to be around that height. So from this point, I would throw this point to the vanishing point. See? And another one here. So this, I'm going to imagine that the window I want is going to be that big. So again, I throw it to the vanishing point. Now, can you see that, class? I am just going to, again, as I mentioned, all vertical lines must be parallel. So I will make a parallel line here and a parallel line there. Let me zoom that in so it's clear. So there we have the 2 parallel lines. Okay, and I'm just going to darken the parts which make the window shape. There you go. Now, if I am going to, this is the height of my window. I suppose I'm going to follow that for the door. All I have to do is from this point, I'm just going to bring it across horizontally. So that is the height of my door, and I could just bring that down right here. It's up to you where you want to position your door. Because in most cases, the height of the door is the same height of the window, right? So that's what we did here. Okay, so if I want to add another window, I just put it right here. But the window and the doors are all usually aligned. Okay, so there we have it, class. A very, very basic house, but this is correct in terms of 1-point perspective. 1-point perspective because we only have 1 vanishing point. So we reserve the 2-point perspective for next meeting, okay? So I think this is clear. I think this was the only part of the lesson last time that wasn't clear on how to create the roofs. So there you have it, okay? So once you have done this, if you want, you can erase your construction lines so that you have a clearer picture. Okay, so there you have it. So there we have a sample of a house which is correct in terms of perspective. Okay, so before I end this video, one key thing I want you to remember is always make your all your horizontal lines have to be parallel. So parallel to the horizontal line. So you have your horizon line, right? So all these horizontal lines, they all have to be parallel, and all vertical lines like the height, the sides, they all have to be parallel as well. Okay, so look at that. Everything is parallel. Okay? So I hope you understood this lesson. Please don't hesitate to send me a message if you want another thing clarified. So thank you, class. Have a nice day.